Yeah, hi there, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-Step System to pass the TOEFL IBT. And I'm going to make a comment here. I am on the TOEFL and the IELTS page. Or actually, wait a minute. Let me go back to where this was posted. I want to go over a grammatical question that somebody posted, and it is important. A lot of people might be wondering. It's right here. Here it is. So let's go back to this page for a minute. Take a look at this question. Okay, it's right here. Here we go. So in this case, you might say, well, who cares, what word's better? Why is this important for the TOEFL? Well, let me make an explanation. If you look at the two sentences, it says, many people think that New Orleans is a large city, right? Then you say, it, which means New Orleans, it has quite a small population. So it's obvious that the ideas in these two sentences are opposite or different, which means there is a contrast. So I think when you're doing speaking and writing tasks for the TOEFL IBT, you need to be able to explain what these opposite relationships might be, especially as it relates to the integrated writing task. Because in the integrated writing task, you typically get maybe 3 main points from the reading passage. You'll have 3 key ideas from the lecture. And guess what? The ideas from the lecture typically will disagree or will contradict the points that you have read in the reading passage. So that's why understanding how different kinds of transition words can show the connection of ideas, this can be very important for your speaking and your writing. This also helps you understand and improve your reading and your listening abilities as well. Alright, so let's look at this question a little more carefully. Okay, so the next thing is, once you understand that these ideas have opposite relationships, then you say, okay, which of these answer choices, A, B, C, D, and E, they show an opposite connection or opposite meaning with the two ideas. So first of all, if you say after all, usually you use that to emphasize an important point, not to show how something is different. B, although, yes, it is possible to use although, not necessarily show opposite, but it shows what's called unexpected result. But it kind of means that here in the sense that New Orleans, many people think it's a large city, but it has quite a small population. So you really have 3 choices here. Although, while, and on the contrary. This is what makes this a tough question. Right? You basically have although and while. These are called adverb clause connectors or subordinating conjunctions in adverb clauses. And you have likewise. Usually likewise is to show how 2 things are similar, and in this case large and small are very different, so you cannot pick answer choice D because of that. On the contrary also has a similar meaning with although, while, and on the contrary. But here's the difference. Although and while are used as adverb clause connectors, which means you have to use a subject and a verb directly after these words. You can't put the comma directly after although. So what am I talking about? Let me give you an idea here what I'm saying. So if I said this. If I said, let me make this a little bit bigger here so you can see it. You can say, although it's hot today, I am not very thirsty. And while can be used in a similar meaning. So although it is hot today, all of this all comprises what we call an adverb clause. So it's not a good idea to put the comma here. So that's why when we go back to this idea, that's why answer choices B and C are both wrong, because there's a comma right before the subject and the verb of this sentence. Therefore, E. This is what's called a transition type word. It's used to show how two separate sentences are different in meaning. If you put although and while, you're using that within the same sentence. This is what we call a complex sentence. So E is definitely your best choice. Now, if you want more practice with grammar, if you're interested in seriously improving your grammar proficiency, here's my recommendation. I'm going to go directly to my online TOEFL course, and no, it is not free. My online course costs money. But if you want to improve your grammar, you want to improve your vocabulary, your pronunciation, your reading, listening, writing, and speaking areas, you definitely should take a look at joining or think about joining my online TOEFL course. Now, you see this? In order to understand what I just said here, I think it's a good idea to take a look at here, lesson number 8, sentences with adverb clauses. That's going to help you understand more about the grammar that was being tested in that particular answer. In addition, if you need more practice, take a look at lesson number 26. This talks about sentence variety. This particular lesson will show you how you can create different kinds of sentence styles which are going to help you score higher during the writing and the speaking sections of the TOEFL IBT. Alright, so there we go. Anyway, thank you guys for your comments, and keep up the good work, and all the best to your English success.